Welcome to Hypnotic Motivation Power. Simply by listening, you'll find out some of the secrets of the world's dynamic high achievers. And if you listen regularly, you'll find amazing changes for the better in your life. I've always been interested in the powers of the mind. And in 1991, I started to study hypnosis. I've worked with some of the world's leading experts. I found that having passion, joy, happiness, and success in life is not an accident. It's a direct way of how we use our minds. Now, understanding hypnosis is like having an owner's manual for the brain. I've worked with all sorts of people with different complaints, addictions, and worries, and time again I found the same causes. The problem that they had were caused by running negative programs in their brain. It's now known that the brain is like a computer. It has its own software which helps us organize our thinking and behavior. Hypnosis allows us to reprogram the computer. It's a procedure which allows us to go directly to the driver, the unconscious mind. These mind exercises are easy, straightforward techniques which install the patterns of success in your brain. They're reinforced with the power of hypnotic trance. The key program of human behavior are habits and imagination. They're far more powerful than logic and willpower. For example, if you try asking your heart to beat faster, it wouldn't do it. However, if you were to imagine walking down a dark alley late at night, hearing footsteps behind you, it will respond. Your body responds far more to the use of vivid imagination than it does to a simple command. As you listen, you're going to rehearse success over and over again. Just as politicians visualize winning over and over again and guarantee success, all that creativity and achievement starts in the imagination. Almost everything you see around you now, the television, furniture, your computer, your phone, and even the building you're sitting in was once just an idea in someone's imagination. As you learn the secrets of creative imagination, you'll discover how what you imagine and how you imagine it can bring you the performance and success what you desire. It will also empower you, nurture your talents, and give you confidence in every area of your life. Learning to use your imagination is learning to make what you imagine come true. The brain is a mass of millions of neural pathways, and every action we take creates new connections. Every time we repeat an action, the neural pathway is strengthened. Just like a public footpath becomes clearer and wider the more it's used. That's how an habit's formed. For example, once upon a time when you first learned to tie your shoelaces, you really had to think about it. But now, you do it automatically. The repetition stored that program in your unconscious mind. Mind exercises install habits like that, the habits of success. You may have noticed that some people are successful no matter what they do. They've repeated the skills of success and achievement over and over again until they're literally hardwired for success. Using hypnosis and mind exercises, you can do the very same thing. Many people have already. Using these techniques here is like doing a positive workout for your brain. As you do them regularly, reinforced with the power of hypnosis, you recalibrate your neurology. In other words, you literally create physical patterns in your brain that drive you towards success. Before you go into trance, we're going to look at how the mind works and how these techniques channel the power of your imagination into the habits of success. The key to motivation is to have clear goals and the flexibility and persistence to achieve them. A famous study at Yale University in the 1950s asked students about their plans for the future. Only 3% of them had certain goals. 20 years later, follow-up research found that 3% with goals had made more money than the other 97% put together. Obviously, money is not the only measure of success in life, but interestingly, that 3% seemed happier and more fulfilled. Goals are extremely important. You wouldn't set out in a boat without a rudder because you can end up anywhere. You need a rudder to steer with. In the same way, your goals focus your energy and direct you to your destination in life. The golden rule is you always get more of what you focus on. As you focus on what it is you want, you're sending a message to your unconscious to find and explore every opportunity of moving you towards your goal. I used to go on visualization when I first started doing my stage shows. I visualized standing on stage at the theatre. I saw the sold out sign. I saw an enthusiastic crowd and I heard the applause. That gave me the motivation and the courage to go straight for what I wanted in my career. You always get more of what you focus on. So if you put out vagueness, you just get vagueness back. Make sure you're crystal clear about what it is you really want. By the way, it's vital always to state your goals in the positive. Our minds process negative commands by calling up the positive reference first. For example, if I say, don't think of elephants, that's exactly what springs to mind. So people who are always saying, I don't want to be fat, or I don't want to be poor, are focusing on just that. It's far better to say, I want to be rich, or I want to be slim. If you're not sure of what it is you want, a good question to ask is, what would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? And let yourself fantasize about what life would be like if all your dreams came true. Write out your goals in positive terms. Then prioritize your list. Choose the most important goal for you today. Now, visualize what you'd see when you achieve that goal. Visualization is easy. For example, if I ask you to tell me the color of your front door and tell me what side is the lock on, in order to answer those questions, you have to go inside and make an image or a picture in your mind. In other words, you have to visualize it. Visualize how it would be when you've achieved your goal. See what you'd see, hear what you'd hear, and feel how good you feel. That's right. This visualization process locks the focus of your mind onto what it is you really want. Do it every morning to focus your mind on whatever it is you want to achieve. Now, we're going to use the psychological power of vivid visualization and association to create a super state of motivation that you can trigger whenever you want to. There's a famous Russian scientist by the name of Pavlov who demonstrated the power of association. He conducted an experiment where every time he fed his dogs, he rang a bell. Soon, he only had to ring the bell, and the dog's mouth began to salivate. There's no logical connection between the dogs and the food, only the connection of association. The brain works in a similar way. A neural pathway is created each time an association is made, and whenever it's repeated, the pathway is reinforced. More recently, scientists have discovered that the nervous system cannot tell the difference between a real and a vividly imagined experience. In other words, your body will react to something in the same way it does as if it were really happening. For example, when you think about something exciting, your heartbeat begins to quicken. Now, we're going to create a simple but powerful association that allows you to have motivation in any area of your life. You'll do this by creating a trigger or anchor which will put you in touch with your motivation. My personal choice of anchor is pressing my thumb and finger together. It's easy and it's inconspicuous, and you can do it anywhere.